Ladies and gentlemen, it is my prayer and hope that this video is going to find you when you're doing fine and in good health. I'm also doing fine at this peripheral end. So let me know where you're watching this video from, which country and which continent. From the Middle East, think are fantastically well. So guys, it is now clear that the crease, the spiritual corn, it's being used to fight back IAM-Marwa. But there are two questions that people are asking, that how is this guy being used, and it's being used by who? The question one is, who is behind it? Because this girl boy has come in a speed that majority of people are saying that, where was this guy before? These are the issues that at one time, if you remember the Max 1, the It's Ernest, the Three Musketeers used to address, but they went nowhere because it was just a mere vexations. These are the questions that we need to ask. Where was Chris, the spiritual con? It's not the great or spiritual, the loser. Number two, and what shows that IAM-Marwa is being fought on a ground that is well established, because there is a point of reference. Because if you listen to Chris is saying it's the source. What kind of a source? I still mean that source itself is gibberish. And if you want to know that these things are gibberish or it's from a source, kindly let's listen to this short video. Then I will come and put things into perspective going forward.
Huh? My people, one of the credits that I can give IAM-Marwa is this guy he has helped some of our young brothers going to school, but not through his money. He has acted as a destiny connector or a bridge. But even some of those children, some of them, those sponsors, they end up leaving them on the way.
So guys, if you listen to that short video itself, it tells us one kind of thing, that the sponsorship thing that was terminated by the sponsor, I don't know on what kind of grounds, but who best known to them. Even IAM-Marwa should be out of it because IAM-Marwa didn't know anything. IAM-Marwa just received information from sponsor that this sponsorship itself is terminated. Therefore, I cannot continue. And I remember when IAM-Marwa was delivering this message, was delivering to them. You know? So it seems the sponsorship that was terminated by the sponsor, to the reasons best known to them, it's now cropping back to fight IAM-Marwa. So this is what Chris is up to. And we'll have to discuss that, because this is the bone of contention. It's the bone of contention that we'll have to delve into it. Number two, we are also going to unravel the IAM-Marwa reaction against Maisha and IAM-Marwa plus ratio, because it was a flop. Doesn't make sense going forward. So guys, if you're coming across this video for the very first time, and before we dive in, we also want to know who and how sponsorship thing is coming back to fight IAM-Marwa from a well-established source. So, why IAM-Marwa reaction itself was a flop? Because it doesn't make sense. Attacking baby Maisha and saying unpalatable kind of things was never making sense to me. That was gibberish as well. So, if you're coming across this YouTube video and this YouTube channel for the very first time, kindly click on the notification bell so that whenever we put a video, YouTube channel notify instantly. To my last subscriber, may God bless you abundantly. Without your support, this video and this YouTube channel wouldn't be at this growth. So let's dive in after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube chit chat. My name is Inazak and this is my YouTube channel. So let's dive in, lest we forget. Why is Chris, the spiritual con, is unhappy man? These are the questions that bugs majority of people's mind, but their answers lacked questions. You know, the remorseful answer themselves, we've tried to explain it with the shortest video that you just watched to explain part of it. But now, I want to introduce to you a bit longer video. You watch it at all, then we'll unravel the reasons why Chris the spiritual con, is at least a con artist, is at least livid and couldn't really approach IAM-Marwa in a way that is so, but it's somebody who is just reacting, you know. It's somebody who's reacting on things that are so gibberish. Therefore, he becomes a fool. So let's watch this video below.
Huh? My people, one of the credits that I can give IAM-Marwa is like this guy he has helped some of our young brothers going to school, but not through his money. He has acted as a destiny connector or a bridge. But even some of those children, some of them, those sponsors, they end up leaving them on the way. Yes, of them here. He tells you that, hey, this happened, this happened. I can call him and confirm to you. Some of them are being so guys, if you know, I'm just begging now for the well-wishers. If you know you are not in a capacity of helping the child to finish at least Form 4, please, just be open. Tell that parent, I will be helping you to pay the fee. Now, when they're looking for a school, let them look for at least a cheap school that a parent is able to pay when the sponsor is absent. But at a point where the sponsors come and promise that you are going to pay the school fees, then eventually the sponsor does not complete academic, does not go through with that child and then finishes academics, his or her academics, because it becomes so difficult for the parents. Very difficult. And I can bring a very big number here. Very big number of people who have been dropped. And mostly, guys, when you are being helped by IAM-Marwa subscriber, you are being caged. Caged. For you is yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. But the moment you will talk or they will see you accidentally in a reactors channel, just know that's the end of you. That's the end of you. Huh? I'm not lying. Let me call one. Noel, come here. Let me call Noel. Let me call Noel. This is Noel Chacha. How are you, Noel Chacha?
I'm fine.
How
about you?
I'm good. Is everything okay?
Everything good? Yeah.
Welcome to my channel, Chris the Great.
So guys, if you back to the smallest video that played part 1, of which also is a part of this video in continuation, you see Chris Masilis is saying he wants to give credit when it's due. But you can, when you are giving credit, you cannot use a conjunction but. The credit itself should just stand on its own because it is an absolute credit. But simply means you're making it so subjective and it's like you are pro and against or anti. That alone renders your credit that you're giving to Amara. You are not giving credit from a pure heart. When you're saying that this only credit that you can give Amara is Amara's destiny connector, that's a fact. But you cannot see that. But itself spoils everything. I understand you're telling us you studied political science. An option or your major was public administration. I think you would have known what we call the social capital, because the social capital itself, it's being taught under a unit called sociology, because they do it. So what is a social capital? A social capital, it's one of a fundamental net worth of an individual that comes from the people who flanked you, people whom you relate to socially. These are the social capital. So when you see Marwa has built a following, an audience who comes through socially, who comes through psychologically, who comes through economically and financially. So those are the social capital that gain. So when Marwa was a destiny connector, you cannot say that Marwa never helped people using the pocket from the money. The social nature and the audience that Marwa has built has enabled Marwa to tap into talents that will otherwise contribute to the economic growth, educational growth of the people. Therefore, when we talk to Marwa, because it is the source, Marwa is the source. So the capital from Marwa pocket is a social capital, because what Marwa is bringing is the social capital. So your net worth, your social net worth is your network, because these are the people who will come and help you. You know, Chris cannot help anybody. Chris can only appear on this camera and start ranting things that they are never making sense, because you lack that social capital itself. And these are the things that people ignore because it is the person ABC that you know that will come to your salvage. IAM-Marwa has mastered that kind of art out of good heart and how people perceive IAM-Marwa to be. At one point, I was telling you how these things in the nation work. You know, in Africa setup, we are being taught that we will only donate out of pity. You see pity in some people's life, then you donate. That is not how in the Western world things work. You must be at a good position that you have got money, but you find the people at the West will still motivate you, will still donate to you, not out of pity, but out of the sheer hard work that you're putting on, because they're saying you're working hard, you need a pedestal, you need a ladder so that you reach the hurricane or at the Rubicon. But these are the things that Chris, the spiritual con, cannot understand. Therefore, this is unsolicited wisdom that I'm dispensing. You either take or not. You either become a lily-wat or a village salad, or you just ignore because all that you're uttering are gibberish. That's from the clip. There are three things that we collect that this guy is talking about. Now, this guy has embarked on a collection of all sponsorship that were terminated to fight IAM-Marwa. Now, he's collecting all these people because I saw he collected Getanyita. He collected this guy called Noel Chacha because Noel Chacha's sponsorship was terminated. But Chris the Con, I must tell you, there are several reasons why some contracts are being terminated. One, it's either the sponsor is sick or has passed away, is that a deceased. Two, either sponsor is experiencing a hard work or experiencing their companies are experiencing redundancy, therefore they were removed out of the work, they were redundant out of the work. Or the sponsor has got an extra bill that he feels it is not tenable to sustain the financial sustainability towards sponsoring this student. Or maybe the people who are being sponsored are the backbiters. These are the people who will fight the hands that feed them. Those are the veracity of the reasons. Therefore, it was not a must, it was not a right that when you're given a sponsorship, somebody must continue. A sponsorship is not a right. It is a privilege that was being accorded to your cousins and the kin were given sponsorship. So the reasons why this guy is fighting because the kin and the cousins were ripped off the sponsorship. Because these are the same family who are fighting the IAM-Marwa's family. Yet they are the people who are getting the most. How did the Chacha get to get the sponsors? They were the people, most of the kin, they were the people who are simping at IAM-Marwa. They went to IAM-Marwa compound just to look for one. IAM-Marwa never welcomed them to come. They're the people who went there. So you must stop the gibberish and the waxing lyricals that are never making sense. Number two, Marwa most sponsors withdrew because of the best reason known to them, and I've stated there. So it's not right for you guys to come and give us innuendos that are never making sense. So all other stories are the story that at one point was said, if you remember the Three Musketeers, and now it's a resurrection of the olden stories to come and blackmail IAM-Marwa. What I want to tell you, you cannot blackmail IAM-Marwa to forcefully sponsor your kin. And these are your kins and your cousins who has been a cancer to IAM-Marwa's existence in Nyaboanze. Therefore, you cannot feed the others. It's good the sponsor so your behavior. It's not from IAM-Marwa. So if you want, go and fight a sponsor. Don't fight IAM-Marwa. The person who comes as a destiny connector, if you go and it's just another connection that you don't go and complain to the person who gave you an opportunity. So they are being unthankful. And by the way, for your information, there's nowhere IAM-Marwa told you that you must praise him. There's no place. There's nowhere that IAM-Marwa has forced you that you have to give a credit. On this segment, it's about Amqarol, a nasty kind of a reaction towards baby Maisha. Reacting when IAM-Marwa was feeding baby Maisha itself. It was kind of a nonsense and a BS because I consider this is a mother. Therefore, you are reacting this way. Therefore, to me, it was off. Perhaps let's listen to it.
Tayarisha tu ukate masavi alafu let. Thank you. I'm just hoping that the hands are very clean to feed the baby. But if they're not, why should I even care? It's not my baby, that is his baby. What the baby is eating is something that he has loved. What are we going to argue about? Rocio, Mura Senso has decided to be his own child's caregiver. Like when they came back in the village, even yesterday, I mentioned this. I said, things will never be the same again. The moment Rocio decided to show them dust and decided to come back again to lick her vomit, things will never be the same again. Mura will take over, take care of his baby the way he knows better. Mr. Mura Senso will be very careful, like more than 3 careful, okay? To be checking Rocio if she will run again or not. Even the padlocks to that home, from the gate to the other entrance, they have to be changed. Eh? Musavi must change everything in that area. All the things that Rocio had known before, everything has been changed because they don't trust her.
That is IAM-Marwa-Amqarol. But the question that I need to ask IAM-Marwa-Amqarol, that your reaction itself is never making sense, but it's a mockery to you as a mother. So you want to tell me IAM-Marwa was feeding baby Maisha with hands that are never clean? Or what informs your reaction itself? You're up to something that never making sense. Is it a problem when IAM-Marwa start feeding Maisha? Maisha is IAM-Marwa's baby and IAM-Marwa's boy. So IAM-Marwa also has the exclusive right to feed Maisha. And furthermore, Rocio is still recuperating. Then IAM-Marwa is stepping up for Rocio, which is well in order. So how you understand that IAM-Marwa is now wants to show Rocio the door? That is your negative insinuations that are never making sense. You know the problem with the lazy gang, they campaigned highly that IAM-Marwa and Rocio relationship was coming to an end, but they were left with the unspeakable smell of an egg on their spaces because they couldn't believe that these people are back together. Now there's a sustained kind of reaction towards IAM-Marwa now, and specifically Rocio, that Rocio should actually leave IAM-Marwa on the camp. They've gone ahead of even using the clickbait that are never making sense. Oh, Rocio once again has left IAM-Marwa. Oh, Rocio. That if you go to the video itself, you don't find something like that. You don't find something like that. So what is the problem? So if IAM-Marwa step in to feed the baby because Rocio is recuperating, and IAM-Marwa is trying to become a very, very responsible father, so it means IAM-Marwa has taken a role of Rocio, and Rocio should just be should be subjected to ridicule or should go back to Argentina. That is the gospel according to IAM-Marwa or the lazy gang themselves. I want to confirm to you that this is not how we react as a mother. It is common sense to know Rocio is still recuperating. But this is the problem, that you are even mocking people on their sick bed. You are even mocking their people and cheering them to the point that they will die because you lack what we call the humanity. How can you react on a sick person and continue treading on a dangerous ground and sitting below the belt where the sick person itself has got no business over there? I wonder if at all you sleep. These are the people who will cheer you, who will react on you when you are still on the deathbed. Then when somebody shall have succumbed, then they will start evoking the word that witchcraft. Guys, it's quite BS. So guys, let me know what you think at the comment section. Until next time, this is your boy Senior Zach.